It's showtime, folks. Welcome in, Chasing Big Joe, 1025, 1063, the game here on this beautiful, gorgeous Friday. He is Big Joe Dubin. I'm Chase McCabe, Dr. Crane, Nick Frazier behind the glass. What's up?
Wow, man, get out and enjoy today. It's going to be beautiful. It's nice and cool right now. And that's your weather on the fives. Traffic up next.
We need a traffic reporter.
We got one.
Yeah,
sitting
Dr.
in there.
Crane needs to do traffic.
The DP is clear today. We're going down. Well, I'm just saying that's Donaldson Pike. You gotta narrate things like that.
Thank you. I'm glad you specified.
Thank you for clarifying.
You're
Donaldson
welcome.
Pike.
It's clear.
Good. I'm glad.
By the way, Chase is back in the kitchen today.
What am I cooking
Thank
today?
you for the graphic.
Yeah, that was good.
You're welcome.
Let's see. What am I?
Roots, read the whole tweet.
On the Chase and Big Joe show today, Shooter McGavin is going to join us, which is going to be awesome. That'll be at 10:30. Coach Jeff Fisher, maybe. Chase is back in the kitchen, this time with Chris Clark, cooking up tasty bagel bites on the grill. And Richter Scale stops by because he got evicted from the Drake Motel.
So we got a loaded show for you today. So tune in right here. Forget about all your problems for 2 hours.
Yeah, we like to have fun. That's definitely what we do here on this here program.
We at 10:30 today, Chris McDonald, Shooter McGavin from the Happy Gilmore movies is going to join us. He's in a new movie called The Last Rodeo. Happy Gilmore 2 comes out in a few weeks, and so he'll join us at 10:30 today.
Yeah, looking forward to that. And then, as we mentioned, I think we're going to have Coach Fisher on. The Cats are back at home in Municipal Auditorium tomorrow night. Starts at 5 o'clock. You and I are going to be on the call on 93.3, so looking forward to that. But I think it'll be a fun game against the Oregon Lightning. It's a cool atmosphere. So if you're looking for something to do tomorrow night on this long weekend, cheap tickets, go check it out, Nashville Cats.
So much fun. And it's last time it was a great crowd. They won the game. Just go on a Saturday afternoon. It's fun. You're probably done by at the latest 8 o'clock, and you go out and enjoy the rest of your night.
Yep. And then Chris Sanders is going to join us at 10 o'clock. He'll be there tomorrow night as well. So looking forward to that. Our question of the day is a very simple one.
Yeah. In honor of Memorial Day weekend, we want to know who you would like to remember because of this. Somebody that served, maybe a brother, an uncle, a father, a grandfather, grandmother, sister, aunt, somebody. Who would you like to remember on this Memorial Day weekend? It's no longer here. For me, it's my uncle. He died in a plane. I didn't know him. He died in a plane crash in 1950, coming back from Air Force training in South Carolina. And the plane crashed after taking off, and on there were 31 high school seniors from Nashville who all perished in the plane crash. One of those, unfortunately, was my uncle. But it is. I hope it never happens again. Could you imagine today that happening, and 31 high school seniors, all from Nashville, all from Nashville, died in that plane crash? And I remember talking to my mom about this, my grandmother, my grandpa. 31 funerals around Nashville in July of 1950. So who would you like to remember this weekend in honor of, or today in honor of Memorial Day?
615-737-1025 is our phone and text line, driven by WilsonCountyHonda.com. And yeah, we like to point out Memorial Day and honoring those that have served and gave that ultimate sacrifice. Because, we're all going to enjoy a long weekend and barbecues in the lake. And, this is kind of the beginning of summer. A lot of kids are now out of school. This is what kicks it all off. But, let's remember what Monday really signifies.
That's right, buddy.
So it's an important one. To start things off with a little sports, and we'll get to those, the answers to the question of the day throughout the show. To start things off with a little sports, I always enjoy these. Bill Barnwell, who writes for ESPN, has done the 2025 NFL offseason AFC teams superlatives. He's given out superlatives. It's graduation season for the AFC teams, or for everybody.
All right.
So he's written superlatives for all AFC teams. Buffalo Bills, most likely to stay the course. I think he's saying that they're good, that they should be just fine. What do you think he wrote for the Titans?
Rebuilt offensive line.
You are actually right.
Is that
close? Okay. Most likely to keep their quarterback upright more often.
All right, that's pretty simple.
he writes, while sacks aren't as bad as turnovers, taking even one on a drive dramatically caps an offense's ability to score. And he talks about how the Titans basically, worked on their offensive line to make it better. I mean, I don't think you can ignore that. I mean, that you got to hope that it's worked.
Well, no, it's been the problem now for 3 seasons, 22, 23, and 24. And if you can keep your quarterback upright and you let him deliver the ball and give him confidence, it's pretty good. So, yeah, that's nice. I should be a writer then.
You should. You could pull that off.
Yeah.
Let's see a couple other ones from the AFC South. Houston, most likely to apologize with a flurry of gifts.
I don't know what that
I don't
means.
really know what that means either. Yeah, I don't really feel like reading all of that either. Colts, most likely to focus on tackling drills in training camp.
See,
That's funny.
Could they not tackle last year? I never followed the Colts that closely. Only when they played the Titans.
Yeah.
But tackling drills are.
Tackling's good. And Jacksonville most likely to get their guys. I don't know what that means.
Right? I don't know. I have no idea what that means.
Yeah, it's just signing guys. And they got a new GM that's like 12, like Dr. Crane.
Dr. Crane, he pointed at you and said 12.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
I'm not 12 years old.
You're going in 6th grade.
When you said
year.
excuse me, that sounded like a Southern dame saying like, excuse me, sir.
Yeah, I'm quite offended. I don't get crayons at the table anymore, okay?
Oh, man.
But
They don't.
But
No.
do you wish you did?
Don't we all?
Maybe.
You did. It's
Yeah.
okay. You can say it.
I still write with a pen and a napkin. So, I mean, that's it's like the adult crayons.
Do you remember that restaurant? There was one in Green Hills Mall that you could draw on the table. Like they'd give the kids crayons. You can just color on the table.
You still can't. What is that called?
Rainforest Cafe?
Well,
No.
you can do it there.
I think
No.
so.
Yeah,
They come and they draw your name backwards. They would like, if you're Chase, they would like.
Is that the macaroni grill? I think that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
macaroni grill.
Yep.
Yeah, they draw your
No,
name
this was a
backwards.
different place in Green Hills.
Silver
but
Spoon. Not Silver Spoon. It's
It's like Garfield's or something.
Oh no, I know what you're talking about. It's something Spoon in Green Hills Mall. It's gone now.
Yeah.
Sure, there was my mom all the time back in the 90s. Something Spoon. Oh, it's gonna kill me for this. I don't remember now. But
Well, if you know, 615-737-1025.
let us know, man.
I said to somebody the other day, like, we were looking for something to eat, and I was like, man, I miss the Cooker.
Yeah,
Cooker was a great place.
it was
Silver Spoon Cafe.
Silver
Is that it?
Spoon Cafe. That's it, man. They would do that over there. By the way, the Cooker. My daughter, beautiful, only threw up on me one time as a kid. On her first birthday, we were at the Cooker in Hermitage, and she let it go all over me at the table. And we laughed. Of course, she doesn't remember it, but I mean, it was something out of The Exorcist. It was that bad.
And you were just like, okay, baby.
You just sit there, just covered in it, And so it happens around the world, millions and millions
And
of
then
times.
you start trying to figure it out because you're like, you're not that big. Where did all this come
Right.
from?
So it's just her and me. I'm there. So I got to change. So I just changed at the table. I put her in her seat, in her little booster seat or high chair, and I changed at the table.
Did
She's
you
always
so-
brought an extra color.
Okay, so you had a
Extra shirt,
backup.
always because of that.
Right.
That's the only time she ever did that.
Did JJ ever do that?
Once,
So they both did. They both threw it.
but
threw
not a
up
lot.
on you.
I'm thinking of one time that they ever threw up. I mean, and thankfully, only bad part is my daughter had colic for 6 months when she was born, and I'm not sure I slept for 6 months.
I had that.
Not. God bless parents who are going through that right now. I will pray immediately for you. I understand that.
What
It
is
was
colic?
awful. It's a combination heartburn and a lot of other things intestinal that you just cry.
Oh, yeah.
And there's nothing. So my only thing would stop my daughter from crying. I had to hold her on my shoulder while she watched the ceiling fan spin around. So I would lock my legs like a donkey in the kitchen and hold her like a death grip and close my eyes, and she would sit there and just stare at the ceiling fan for hours doing that. I can't believe I'm still standing right now.
Well, it's that dad strength.
It is, right?
That's what it. That's
Thank
what
you.
it was.
Thank you, buddy.
Let's see. 1382 said was talking about Romano's Macaroni Grill. That's yeah. 1367. I miss Princeton's Grill. That was that was a good spot. And then Houston second.
Houston's good. Good salad.
Hair Metal Henry wants to know, was it the food or the conversation that made her throw up?
I'm going with the conversation on that.
Probably. She was like, Dad, shut up.
Yeah. Good Lord.
615-737-1025. Our question of the day: who would you like to honor in honor of Memorial Day weekend? We got a lot to get into today, including the race weekend, what's going to happen with Indy 500, Coke 600, the Grand Prix of Monaco. It's the greatest day in racing, in my opinion, with three different leagues that are racing. Vandy,
hold on,
gets a win last night.
Hold on.
What?
You're saying this weekend is better than the Daytona 500? That's strong coming from you. Is it more quantity?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it depends. We can talk about this. It depends on who you ask. A lot of people will tell you the Indianapolis 500 is the greatest spectacle in auto racing, which it is historic and has been around longer. So I will give you that. You know, as a NASCAR fan, Daytona 500 is should be a holiday for me. But I mean, I love, I'll get up early Sunday, watch some of Monaco, which is F1, and then Indy, and then the Coke 600 that night. I mean, it's a great day to watch racing.
Would you be on par with the Daytona 500 starting at 11 and the Super Bowl starting at 7 o'clock at night?
100%. Our show. I would be. Yeah, I actually want to talk about this and then something I watched last night involved with racing too. So we'll do that coming up next. Chasing Big Joe on this Friday, 102.5, 106.3 The Game. Chasing Big Joe, 1025, 1063, the game here on this Friday leading into Memorial Day weekend, honoring those that have served and gave all. Our question of the day is, who would you like to remember? Who would you like to honor in recognition of Memorial Day? 615-737-1025. Scott wants to make a comment about restaurants of old and answer our question of the day. Scott, what's up?
Oh, yes, the Cooker was by far my favorite restaurant ever, and I think responsible for me gaining at least 30 pounds. My ex-wife worked by one in Memphis, and we ate there probably when we were first married 4 times a week. But that they just expanded too fast. I actually owned Cooker stock,
Oh, wow.
which was not a great idea. They were on the NASDAQ for a while, but I ate at Cooker's in Charlotte, in Pittsburgh, and Atlanta. Atlanta, they didn't have the rolls; they had biscuits. But I think they just expanded too fast, and the quality kind of got away from them in the depth in the outlying areas. But Lord, I miss that place. But as far as honoring, Pat Tillman from a sports sense, definitely. And then we'll never know how many all-stars and future Hall of Famers we lost in World War II. Guys like Ted Williams and Warren Spahn missed the absolute prime of their career and could have owned every record there ever was. But we'll just never know, who all we lost that could have been even greater than them. So, continuing the sports theme, I think if no one's mentioned Pat Tillman, this is a good time to do that.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for the call, Scott. Appreciate it. It was good. It's interesting to kind of tie this into racing. I was reading about the history of the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, because it opened in the I think 18 something, and so it became kind of an air depot for World War I or World War II. I guess it was World War II, but it was like a military, like a munitions depot for World War I. And then it was in such disarray after the war, it almost closed. Like World War II almost ended the Indianapolis 500.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
But it was bought, it was fixed up, and then it's remained in history. But so yesterday on Prime Video, they dropped the new Dale Earnhardt documentary called Earnhardt. And Kelly Earnhardt Miller, his daughter, and Dale Jr. Are behind it, or part of it. It's first 2 episodes in, it's very well done, and it touches on not only his racing career, but kind of the struggles he had of balancing his love of racing and giving everything to racing, but also trying to be a husband and a father at the same time.
Have they not done this?
They've done documentaries,
but what makes
since
this one
his
unique?
death? Because this is giving more of a perspective from the kids.
Oh, okay.
Like Carrie's in it, so he has an older son named Carrie Dale Earnhardt, who looks just like his dad,
Right.
From his first marriage, but he wasn't in his life for the first 17 years of his life, because Dale Sr. was like 17 when he was born, and they divorced, and his mom took him, and he was adopted by another guy and kind of raised by him. And when he was and they talk about this in the documentary, that he's playing baseball, and his paternal grandmother, Dale's mom, was going to his games, and that's how he found out that Dale Earnhardt was his biological dad.
Good Lord.
But I mean, the thing was, Kelly and Dale Jr. kind of talk about it, of he was a great dad, but if you were looking for hugs and attaboys and stuff like that, that just wasn't him, because his dad wasn't that way with him. So it was kind of like a trickle down.
What's the oldest boy's name?
Carrie.
All right.
Carrie Dale.
Did they ever form a relationship?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Oh
okay.
yeah.
What
Yeah,
about Carrie and Dale now?
Dale Jr.?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're close.
Okay.
So Carrie, Dale Jr., Kelly are all still very close. Unfortunately, I don't think they have a relationship with their younger sister, Taylor Nicole, because that's Teresa's.
So the half sister.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So
so 2 went out and 2 were the next 2 dropping.
next weekend.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's very well done. I like it.
I like
mean,
the movie 3 I liked with
Barry
Barry
Pepper.
Pepper. That was
Yeah,
good.
That was good. And then they did there was a Dale Earnhardt documentary that Teresa was a part of, with Dale Jr. and others. I mean, it was done well done.
Now, do they talk?
Nah,
Teresa and Dale Jr.?
Not really.
Okay.
I think, I don't know. He hasn't really talked about it in depth. I think they've kind of squashed some of the beef, but
Right.
well,
good.
You know, this documentary talks about that, you know, everybody thinks that just the relationship was all over Dale Jr. leaving DEI. As this talks about, there wasn't really a relationship. Like, she was the stepmom, but she never really embraced Kelly and Dale Jr. as her own.
Oh, okay.
She just kind of helped raise them. So that was the issue.
By the way, behind you, today is Chris Clark's anniversary, his last day at News Channel 5. So what a day to be in the kitchen with him.
You
Chase.
just like, did you know that?
I had no idea. 2007, the iconic newsman Chris Clark said goodbye to Channel 5. And today he's in the kitchen with Chase cooking up tasty bagel bites off the grill. Be interesting.
He was one of my professors at MTSU.
He's a good man. Real quick, Tennessee football has retired 4 numbers: Reggie White, Peyton Manning, Johnny Majors, and forget the other one. And they've also retired 4 more jerseys of those that were killed in World War II. So Rudy Clare, Bill Noling, let me go down here, Willis Tucker, and Clyde Fusen were all perished in World War II. And their numbers were retired in Knoxville, along with Reggie White, Doug Atkins, my number 16, and Johnny Majors. So there we have it. So on Memorial Day, Tennessee is, because that was the thing for a while. They would only the numbers retired were that, and they had Majors and of course Doug Atkins, and then they did Peyton and Reggie.
See, and I like that because it's just like, you don't need to retire everybody's number. Those are great players,
right?
But like, you know, I don't think anybody's worn. Has anybody worn 92 or?
No, they're retired. They're done. Yeah. I can't
16.
tell what Majors is. I can't tell. 45. I can't. The picture's too blurry for me to see, but I see number 16 here. I'm dropping back, and Coach Fulmer's like, "Throw the damn ball." I'm like, "Hold on there, Tubby. I'll get the ball out there in a second." So, hello, Dr. Crane back there.
There you go. Do you feel good? You feel better?
better.
Memphis.
Man, I lost a game one time in Memphis to Memphis at the Liberty Bowl in 1996. That cost UT $10 million. Well, I could have played better, but I didn't. And they shut me down. That was actually a $10 million or $12 million loss for Tennessee because Memphis beat them in 96 and knocked them out of a bowl, a big time bowl. So,
Did they?
So, man, it was a rough day for us back here.
DK in Mount Juliet says Garth Brooks was a regular for me when I was a waiter at the Cooker in Rivergate in the 90s.
Oh, because he lived out in Goodlettsville. Yeah. Hey, how did he tip? I heard he was a good tipper.
Really?
That's what I've heard.
I never waited. DK, what you got?
Yeah. Is that Demetria?
It could be.
Maybe she's going to be in the kitchen next week with you.
When's Turco coming?
Oh, he'll be here. Do you know Turco? Real quick story. For those who don't remember, Turco was a psychotic investigative reporter at Channel 2 that I worked with for so long. And that during the day he would disappear and he would either go to the, I'm not kidding you, this is not a joke, the buffet at Deja Vu or some Indian buffet in Green Hills. And that's what he would do every day. He'd disappear for like 3 or 4 hours and they would go.
I was told one time that the chicken salad at Deja Vu was really good.
I will take your word for it.
I don't know. I'll have to take this person's word for it, but I was told that.
Was that Clay telling you that?
No. I'll tell you off the air.
It's where he went. He would disappear, and we all knew, and management didn't know where he was, but we all knew where he was. And I won't tell you about the one time I worked with him. That's a story for off the air.
615-737-102.
God.
A couple of Devin and Dixon. I'd like to remember both of my granddads. One served in World War II. The other served in the Tennessee National Guard in the late 50s. Joey from Gallatin. My first cousin, Joshua Lee. He is a graduate of Rossview High School in Clarksville. He died in Baghdad, June 28th, 2008.
Sorry about that.
3797. I want to honor my dad, Navy Chief Petty Officer, who proudly served in World War II in Korea. That's from Debbie.
Thank you. Keep them coming. We honor those who gave all for our country.
Kenny the mailman wants to weigh in. Hello, Kenny.
Good morning, dear friends. Here's two awesome memories for you. First, I went to Cone High School, and there was a plaque in our auditorium where I think it was 38 guys from Cone High School were killed in World War II. And our school was so old, it was never refurbished or anything. So you actually sat in the seats in the auditorium that everybody sat in from the 20s and 30s. And it was just like, you hardly ever think of anyone, your same age like that, their life being ended. So, and I bet every school in Nashville has stories like that. I don't know if they put a plaque up or not. And second, my father was like millions of men in World War II that went and served. But the greatest thing of all, he grew up during the Depression, and the biggest break in his life, he got on with the railroad in 1941. December 7th, we were attacked. He went into work the next week, and they said, "Good news, fellas. The railroad is an essential service for the country. No one has to leave for the Army.
Wow.
You're going to get probably double pay because we won't have enough men to work. You'll pick your job. You have it made." The next week, he went and joined the Army because he said he would not have one person look at him and think he dodged anything. So you just think about someone that did that, and he went to North Africa, Sicily, Italy, Germany, and he was on the way for the invasion of Japan when it ended. So there are a lot of stories that you'll never see in a movie or anything, but it's what makes our country great.
Amen.
Amen to
Great
that.
day.
Thank you, Kenny. Appreciate you.
Wow.
Oh, good stuff.
That's a man. That's a good man. Give it all up to go. Wow.
How about this? Mike in Nashville says Dale Jr. and Amy, his wife, are frequent customers at the Batters Box and Grill when they come to Nashville. Where's that at?
Is that next to the Greer Stadium? There's third and
It's Third and Home. Who you're thinking?
but what's
of?
the one above it?
That's Third and Home.
What's one below it?
That's Tailgate.
Tailgate. Look at you.
No, this one's
It's in Hermitage, I
Hermitage,
believe.
yeah, or Hermitage Avenue.
Oh, yeah. Right next. Okay. When you're going down on the left-hand side.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Huh. Right next to the old Hermitage Cafe. I wonder if our buddy, I bet the Duggars take him there.
Probably.
Yeah.
Maybe. We'll have more coming up next, we think, here on the Chase and Big Joe Show, 102.5, 106.3 The Game. Some patriotic music this Memorial Day weekend. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5, 106.3 The Game on this Friday. If you're looking for something fun to do tomorrow, Municipal Auditorium, that's where you need to be. The Nashville Cats will take on the Oregon Lightning in another home game starting at 5 o'clock. We'll have the call for you on Totally Hits 93.3 when we bring in the great Jeff Fisher. Coach Fisher is on with us. And, Coach, look, people looking for something fun to do tomorrow, they need to come to Municipal Auditorium, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, I think it's a great opportunity to kick off the Memorial Day weekend. Ease into it on a late Saturday afternoon, early Saturday evening type of thing. We got it going. There's, you guys have done a great job, for us, kind of keeping the fan base informed. And we got all kinds of playoff things that, at stake here. And they're changing every time there's a game right now. The league has settled into a 4-team playoff format, and that means 4 will go on and 4 will go home. And every week there's something changes. So this is a great opportunity for our club here, the Cats, to further solidify themselves as far as the playoff opportunities are concerned.
Okay, so say someone has not checked out the Nashville Cats yet. Joe and I obviously have. It's a really fun atmosphere, but what can folks expect if they want to bring their family and come check out a game this weekend?
Well, a lot more than just 8-on-8 indoor 50-yard field football. It's a lot of entertainment and fun, and just the engagement. We've been talking about this for a year and a half now. The reason I got involved is because it's an intimate experience. Bring the kids that, they'll want to come back. It's just, you get the first time in an event like this there's always people coming back for a second and for more. So it's just it's a great event. We have entertainment, music, things going on during TV timeouts and pregame, postgame stuff. And like I said, you want to watch a football game up really, really, really close, then come on down, Saturday afternoon at 5 and get in there and get intimate.
Oh, we're talking to Jeff Fisher on the Chasing Big Joe show. And, Coach, we hung out with you the couple of games we've been over there. You enjoy this. I know you're employed by the league and all that, but I've talked to you. I see you down there. You're on the side and all that. You enjoy this, don't you?
I really do. That's the reason I got into it. I wanted to help. Career-wise, our paths take us different directions, and I'm just in that mode of helping out and helping different leagues. But this one was special to me from the first game I watched in person. And so did whatever we could. We got through it. We've been through it. Don't need to go down that path, but what happened last year. But inaugural season, we're on a playoff run. And this is the start of a lot of fun ahead. Years we're going to have fun here in town with this team and throughout the country with the other teams that will be joining the league this off season. And I just, kind of encourage people to watch this playoff thing unfold once we got 4 games left. We're here Saturday. We got a couple on the road, one in Corpus and one in Billings, and we come back to Clarksville, and then the playoffs start. And so we expect to make a run at the championship and then settle down and then really get into year 2.
You say you enjoy it. What's your favorite part? I mean, to me, Coach, we both love football. Football is still football at the end of the day. What's your favorite part about going to these Cats games? Because I'm telling you, they are a lot of fun to go and watch.
They are. I guess the favorite part is watching the interaction between the players and the fans around the boards. Both teams, whether it's opposing team or whatever, when there's a timeout, the players are shaking hands with the kids and talking to the kids. And then all of a sudden they set the ball ready for play. The whistle blows and these players run down and run into each other. It's just, it's just a really fun environment. And then on top of that, it's just to watch the interaction, with the fans and not only with each other, but just get behind the games. And so every venue is different. Every team is different. But the one thing that's consistent is the respect that the players, the organizations have for the game and the relationship that they develop with their fan base.
Tickets are only $5 as well tomorrow for this game. So definitely want to check that out. Coach Jeff Fisher is on with us. I want to ask you, kind of an NFL question and a coaching question. Now is kind of the phase 2 going into OTAs, phase 3. When you were coaching in the NFL, how did you handle this? And I know, when you were with the Titans, some of the rules were different and all of that, but you can't really be on the practice field. But you want to get your guys together. You want to get them knowing each other, getting into the playbook. So what were some of the things that you like to do to accomplish all that?
I think the most important thing to point out here is that, the Titans pre-draft, everybody on their roster was in an off-season training program. And they're working out, together. And with each passing day, they're getting in better shape during the off season as they prepare for training camp. So you got that part of your roster that's working together. And now you got a completely new part of your roster. Those are your draft choices. Those are your undrafted free agents that are coming in to try to compete. So you've got a group of veterans that are way ahead of this young rookie class, because the rookies prior to the draft have been focusing on that. They've been traveling and doing workouts here and there, but your rookie class is not prepared to compete at the same level as the veterans are once the draft is over, and you need time to bring them up to speed. And that's exactly what's going on across the league right now. Is, I don't want to refer to it as a rookie orientation, but they came in the door, they're learning their football, they're learning their offense, defense, and special team systems. On top of that, they're working with the strength and conditioning athletic performance department, and they're getting ready to compete during the month of June during the OTAs with the vets.
Yeah, is it the same?
So there's a gap. There's a huge gap, and you got to close that gap because you want to avoid, OTA injuries that linger in the training camp. Basically that are directed towards and happen with the rookie class, because they're just not prepared to compete at this point.
I had a college football coach tell me it's the same thing, coach, as a high school guy going to college. Is it not?
I think the high school to college is a bigger jump, actually.
Yeah.
Having done that and seen it so many times before. I mean, it's like, whoa, you step out and you walk on as a freshman into that room and look around and go, oh my gosh. But I think that's a bigger jump. But this jump, people go, well, okay, hey, these guys are quarterbacks there, but hey, these guys, they're going to make it. It's not going to be a big deal. There's not that big a difference between. No, there is a big difference, and the difference is the conditioning level. Because you're young and enthusiastic, and you want to go out there and show everybody what you can do. Your body's probably not prepared to do that, and so you need to take 2 to 3 to 4 weeks with the whole entire rookie class. Show them the program, show them how to stretch, teach them, get them to where they can compete at a high level through the end of the OTAs, and then take a deep breath and then explain to them exactly what they got to do to prepare for training camp.
Do you think that there's an advantage now with the ability for a player to transfer in college as much as they do, that when they come to the NFL, now conditioning is, aside, but when they come to the NFL, they've experienced, like Cameron Ward has experienced moving from one program to another, learning a different offense, learning new coaches, learning new players. Does that give him a little bit of an advantage walking into an NFL locker room for the first time?
I would say yes, from a quarterback standpoint, from Cam's standpoint. Yeah, he knows he's changed addresses 2 or 3 times. He stepped in out of one program and into a new program, and it's well documented the respect that he had and how he handles those situations. So I believe, yeah, in his case, yes. But I mean, and you get into the other positions where guys are, they've transferred 1 year after the next year, and now all of a sudden, half these guys are taking pay cuts to come into the NFL. These guys are walking in the door, and they're not physically prepared to compete, and that's the big concern. They have no idea the workload that takes place during the off season, specifically pre-draft, leading up to the draft, on behalf of the veterans. The veterans have got only one thing to do, and that's get ready for training camp and just push their way right through the off-season program. The rookies have been distracted all the way up to and through the end of the draft because they don't know where they're going to be, who's going to draft them, private workouts, travel, interviews, all those kind of things. And they, they're just behind. And so you just don't want to lose a young player physically. Mentally, they'll get them caught up. You can teach and you can get in the classroom and you get it, but it's the physical demand, the physical requirements, specifically the OTA. So you gotta bring them on slow. That's what they're doing right now. By the time everybody comes to camp, everybody will be on the same page.
Coach, it's no secret your love for the military and, of course, for Fort Campbell and all the men and women up there. How did this come about? I know when you were with the Titans, you did a lot. You jumped out of a helicopter with the Black Knights. How did this love and admiration and affinity for the military come upon you?
Well, I mean, we all have our own personal stories, and your dad was involved in the military and served our country to the experience that you have as you grow. I mean, I think a lot of it had to do with my experiences and the respect. Professional sports, and I think I'll speak on behalf of football and military. There's a mutual respect there. The difference is that we're defending goal lines and they're putting their lives on the line to defend our country. So there's a significant difference in the respect that you have for those that have committed themselves to that. Military people are fascinated. They're all football fans. I've done USO tours and done all those kind of things, and and gone to the Middle East, and the number of jerseys and the fans that were on these different bases is just mind-boggling. So I think over time, me personally, it was a no-brainer, especially living this close to Fort Campbell and having the different activities and making different friends up there with the leadership up there. And then, of course, as you say, yeah, I had a crazy opportunity to land on the practice field, jumped out of a helicopter and, all that kind of stuff. I did have a parachute, by the way. And then, all the other things that we've done with them, when we had training camp up there back in the mid 2000s, we took our team up to Austin Peay for training camp, and which is adjacent to Fort Campbell. And we had all kinds of fun up there with them.
Well, Coach, we're looking forward to tomorrow. Again, you can get your tickets at NashvilleCats.com. Tickets just $5 as the Cats take on the Oregon Lightning. Thanks so much for doing this, and we look forward to seeing you tomorrow. I
appreciate the opportunity, guys. Everybody have a great weekend.
Absolutely. Coach Jeff Fisher joining us from AF1 and the Nashville Cats. And again, you can hear that game on 93.3 FM. Totally Hits, Totally Nashville. Tomorrow we'll have pregame coverage for you at 4:30. Big Joe and yours truly will be on the call.
Looking for it. I mean, I'm serious. It is a lot of fun, just like Coach talked about.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be. I've had people asking me like, "Hey, how do I go? How do I get tickets? I want to go to the Cats game." So we got a contingent coming tomorrow.
Good.
It'll be a lot of fun. Really looking forward to that. Chris Sanders is going to join us at the top of the hour at 10:30. Chris McDonald, better known as Shooter McGavin from the Happy Gilmore movies, he will join us at the bottom of the next hour. Looking forward to that. But our question of the day, in honor of Memorial Day, who would you like to remember? Who would you like to honor? 615-737-1025. We will get back to that and much more coming up next on Chasing Big Joe, presented by the Omni Nashville Hotel, and broadcasting from the Busy Bee Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning Game Nashville Studios, home of the $99 yearly Beehive membership, where the buzz is always about great service.
Still today.
Chasing Big Joe, 102.5, 106.3, the game here on this Friday. Appreciate Coach Jeff Fisher for joining us on the program as the Cats in town tomorrow. Also, the Sounds continue their series tonight against Scranton Wilkes-Barre. That is on 94.9 The Fan tonight and at First Horizon Park. Pregame 6:20, first pitch at 6:35. Coverage also available on the game app, thegamenashville.com, and it's presented by Twin Peaks and Family Leisure. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Lee Greenwood.
Join in if you can. From Detroit down to Houston.
The amount of money this man has made on this song.
Oh, we gotta let it go right here. I mean, if you're driving, roll your window down and top of your lungs.
I feel like you guys need to stand.
I had a bad back. Yeah. So
I saw him do this live once. It was really cool.
I've seen him. He did it at the Sugar Bowl when Tennessee beat Miami. I've seen him do it at an opening of a car lot. And I've seen an opening of a shopping mall sing this song. This was all years
An
ago.
opening of a shopping mall.
Yeah, 30, 35 years ago. But he's a good dude, man. He used to listen all the time. He's busy. But that song, I mean, look, that song just took off. And you hear it. I mean, when he did From the Lakes of Minnesota to the Hills of Tennessee,
He's 82 years old, too.
and he would take you down in the
I know.
man.
I mean, he's one of those that I look at and I'm like, he's how old?
Yeah. He actually had a great country song called IOU,
Yeah.
which is
I've heard that. Yeah.
fantastic country song.
Yep.
He can do it all, man.
I mean, he's the most known for that song. But
Yeah.
he had some other songs.
Yep.
So remember, he had like a theater in Pigeon Forge. I don't know if you knew that. Like, there was like a
Didn't they all?
yeah, like in the late 90s, early 2000s, a bunch of country music people had theaters in Pigeon Forge and would go do residencies there. So I saw him there.
Nice.
And of course, this was the encore. He played this.
Did your dad stand up, boy?
It was my grandparents, but yeah.
Get up. No, they didn't yell at you like that. They would
Nope.
stand up.
I knew to stand up.
Did you go see Razzie Bailey up there too? Lefty Frizzell?
No, I saw
Mandrell?
Louise Mandrell, James Rogers. There was a guy that did
Not familiar with that.
I don't know. He was good. He was
Is that
was
Kenny's
funny.
brother?
Maybe.
Okay.
Who's it? There was another one. Oh, I saw Dolly one time. She did like a special thing. So
What special thing did she do?
it was at one of the I forget what it was called, but it was at one of the things that she had her name on.
Was that the Stampede place up
It
there?
might have been that one, yeah.
Riding in?
Yeah.
Okay, that's good times up there.
It was. It
Yeah.
was.
Did you
All
see
right.
Jim Ed Brown? I'm just naming off the
No.
old country folks who were iconic.
I saw one of the guys from Alabama,
Oh,
but it wasn't
AJ McCarron.
no. Who was the quarterback before him?
Greg McElroy.
Before him?
God, he did John Brody Coyle. Or
No, yeah, he had two names. He had two first names. Oh, what's his name? Bama fans, help me.
now I'm stumped. Brian Bergdorf. No, he got
No.
arrested. Jay Barker. He got arrested
No.
too.
No.
Danny Woodson.
No.
John David Brody. John Brody Coyle. Brody Coyle.
Well, yeah, well, that's one, but that's not who I'm thinking of. John Parker Wilson.
John Parker Wilson.
John Parker Wilson. Con
Three-
McLean. What? Con McLean.
John McClane.
What's
No.
John McLean?
3 names. Serial killer. That's us. Not us saying
Brody
that.
Croyle was before John Parker Wilson.
Okay. All
And
right.
then it was McElroy, then McCarron, then Blake Sims, then Jake Coker, Cooper Bateman, Blake Barnett, Jalen Hurts, Tua Tagovailoa, Mac Jones, Bryce Young, Tyler Buckner, and Jalen Milrow.
Who's the one that allegedly had his mom had a little shindig with Kiffin like in 2014 or
Oh,
15?
I don't know. I don't keep that. That's you and Ricky keeping up with all that stuff. I don't know.
Man.
Coming up next, we'll talk to Chris Sanders, of course, Forever Titans wide receiver. We'll do that next. Chase and Big Joe, 102.5, 106.3 The Game. Hour number 2, Chasing Big Joe, 102.5, 106.3, The Game here on this Friday. We say hello to forever Titans wide receiver, Christopher Dwayne Sanders, who is on the line with us. Hello, Chris. What's up?
Man, I am actually doing good, man. Feeling good. We won the TSSAA state track meet a couple of days ago, so I'm a little pumped up, riding on cloud nine. We haven't won it in 21 years, so I'm excited, man.
Heck yeah. So you're a coach with that too, is that right?
Yeah, I do the relay. I'm the relay coach, man. So, I'll be nervous, but it's fun, man. I enjoy it.
Well, congratulations to the
you,
kids and everybody involved with that. I know you got to be very, very proud.
Yeah, I am. How you doing, man?
We're good. We're good. Our
Good.
question of the day is, in honor
Sure.
of Memorial Day, who's someone you'd like to honor that served our country? Is there anybody that comes to mind, a family member or something?
It is my sister. My sister,
cool.
Tawana Sanders. She served for 17 years, and I just watched how she gave and watched how she loved and how she loved her country. So, I take my hat up to my sister, Tawana Sanders. Just a great person, and just a great, the things that she does, what she did for our country, and also what she did for us. So I take my hat off to my sister, Tawana Sanders.
Love it. All right. Now, Joe and I yelled at each
Yeah.
other earlier this week, and
What?
I need you to kind of help with it. And I'm pretty sure Jared was complaining about it too.
Oh my gosh.
Brian Callahan talked about that in this phase 2 where they can't really be on the practice field, that he split the team up into 8 teams and they do different competitions. And I think I saw tug of war and things like that going on.
Yeah.
I didn't have a problem with it because it's team bonding. It's May.
Thank you.
You're doing things you'd be doing anyway. You're not really taking away from practice
Absolutely.
time. Joe didn't like it. He thought it was dumb. What did you think about it?
I'm gonna say this. I absolutely loved it because I absolutely experienced it. I don't know if y'all remember Coach Watterson. Strength and conditioning coach. He did all that. I mean, we had water jugs. We played football. We did all kind of crazy stuff. But here's what it does. I know it seems kind of corny, and I know it seems kind of cliche because you see these games like tug of war and all these just silly stuff. But it built competition. It built camaraderie. It brought us so much close together. And those are the little things that you do to try to spruce up what you're doing. Because when you talk about X and O's and running, going against cover 2 and cover 3, that stuff just gets mundane. But when you flip the script a little bit and guys start to have fun and the competitive juices are going, it just brings camaraderie and you start to build a family. So I take my hat off to what Brian Callahan did, but also when Steve Watterson did it in 1999.
Chris Sanders joined the Chasing Big Joe show. Chris, you ready?
I'm ready for my theme music.
Here we go.
Baby check, baby 1, 2, 3, 4. Check, baby check, baby.
Come on.
1, 2, 3. Check, baby check,
baby
baby
1, 2, baby 1, 2, 3.
Check, baby 1, 2.
There we go.
1, 2. Hey.
I can see you doing the worm at the Astrodome.
This is old school right there.
Oh, that is old school. What group was that?
That's Rex in Effect.
Rex in Effect, New Jack City. Yep, I remember that.
Did you ever do the worm in the locker room? I bet you could do the worm.
Champ, I could pop lock, I could dance. We would have a competition when I was in elementary and school like that. I was a good break dancer, man. I would get it done, man. I got moves. I can cut a little rug once in a while now.
See, that's the competition I want to see for the Titans over there. Not some stupid point system on the practice. Not some dumb game of tug of war. No team won the Super Bowl doing that nonsense.
No, but see, it builds camaraderie. I mean, we had a thing where there was a trash can on the left and there was a trash can in each end zone, and you would have to have a football and try to get it in a little bucket. It created so much. It created so much competition. It created so much things that we were excited about doing. I know it seems goofy and I know it seems cliche. Ask Derek Mason. We had a blast. I mean, Runyon was out there. We had a lot of guys out there just acting silly and being kids and just having fun.
Look, you have a limited time on the practice field now because of the CBA limited time. I do not want to see grab ass and water guns on the practice field. I don't want to see it.
But you got to create an environment to where it's fun. I mean, I
go
understand
bowling.
what you're saying. I love. Yeah, we used to do that too, but we had to stop because when you got Javon Curse throwing at 100 miles an hour, they kick you out. And he did do that. He would get the smallest ball, an 8-pounder, and throw it hard as he can, and that's why we got kicked out. So when you have true story. story.
Oh, I
When you
believe
have
you.
Games like when you have games like this, I don't know what it is. It just brings the kid out of you. And if you watch it now, even though it's a game, these cats are still trying to win. I mean, if you watch the tug of war and the stuff that they're doing, they're playing, but they're trying to kick their opponent's butt.
We talked to your former coach, Jeff Fisher, the last hour
Yes.
about transitioning from high school to college to the pros. What was it like when you walked in that locker room the first time with the veterans and you're seeing 7'7" Irv Eatman over there and everybody else?
I was nervous a little bit because I didn't know what to expect. But what I did is I just watched the leaders in my position, like Webster Slaughter, Derek Russell, guys like that, and I just watched and Jeff Haywood Jeffries. I watched what they did. Even though I was nervous, I kind of just sat beside and watched what they did. So what I did is once I learned from them and said, okay, I can play at this level, then that's when I started to feel comfortable, and that's when I said, okay, I know I can play this game. But yeah, you walk in there because you're intimidated because the guys that you see on TV are actually in front of you, just like what I said with Webster Slaughter, Derek Russell, all those guys that you saw play. Now you're in the same locker room, so yeah, it's a little bit intimidating.
Chris Sanders is here with us on the Chasing Big Joe show. So when they actually get on the field, what do you want to see from this, fake competition that we're going to see between Will Levis and Cam Ward? I mean, I know you have to call it that, but what do you want to see?
Could you please say that again? Because I said it on the radio the other day.
Fake competition?
Yes, because we already know who's going to be the starter.
I know. Okay, so hang on. Before you answer this, because here's what bothers me. This is where I wish that I could snap my fingers and change things, because when you were with the Titans, I mean, they made it very clear, even though Steve was the 3rd overall pick, he wasn't starting. It was going to be your buddy Chris Chandler that was going to be starting. The Titans now, like Vince Young, he didn't start right away when they brought him in. Jake Locker didn't start right away. But in this situation, it's kind of like, we know he's the 1st overall pick. He's going to be the guy when they kick off against Denver. He's going to be the guy. So I wish that could change, because I think you're just putting unneeded pressure on the kid. But go ahead. Sorry.
And I agree with you. I mean, I think with Brian Callahan, that's why I respect him so much, because he still wants to make it fair. I mean, I know everybody knows that Cam Ward is going to start. Everybody knows he's going to start against the Broncos, but you still want to have some healthy competition. You still, as a rookie, you still want to feel a little bit of pressure of not just giving them position. I mean, because if you look at last year, you look at Will Levis, everybody said, okay, he's a starter. So there was no pressure. So he can go out and throw 5 interceptions and have a bad practice because he knew he was a starter. Now you got Cam Ward to where he knows he's a starter. So you eliminate just a little bit of pressure, but there's still pressure when you're bringing competition with Will Levis, even though, what you're talking about, Willis, he's going to be the starter.
Last night I went down a rabbit hole, Chris, of All-American college football teams. It's somewhere you don't want to go because you'll be stuck there for hours.
Okay.
And I came across the 1995 AP All-American team. And I know you're already with the Oilers then, but Ohio State had 3 guys. And Eddie George, and Orlando Pace, and Terry Glenn, right? Terry Glenn.
Yes.
You played some teams at Ohio State with loaded guys. So when you made that transition to the NFL, did that help knowing you played and were surrounded with some of the greatest college athletes of all time?
I mean, that's a great analysis, because the thing about it is we have Eddie George, Corey Stringer, Orlando Pace, all those guys that played, Sean Springs. We competed like we were in the NFL. And we did our 110s, when we did our gases, when we did lifting in the weights, it was always so competitive and everybody was the best. Just imagine having Joey Galloway, Terry Glenn, Sean Springs, all those guys were at 4.3 and 4.2 below. So when you have that situation to where you're creating an environment to where every rep, everybody wants to win, everybody's fighting in one-on-one, everybody's, trying to get it done. When you go to the NFL, it kind of eases the pain, because I'm going against the best. I'm going against the top-notch players. So if I can beat these guys, I can go in the NFL and actually be productive. That's why we were so successful.
I'm not a big fan of Urban Meyer, but he had said something the other day, which I totally agree with. It's having a great team is once in a lifetime. Having great players once in a lifetime. Having a great locker room is almost never. And he said, when you get a great locker room, and I know a locker room doesn't win games on the field, but when you get a great locker room with leaders and come together as one, because it's unbeatable.
It is unbeatable. And the funny thing about it is I like to be transparent. You named a whole bunch of guys like Eddie George, Joey Galloway, Chris Sanders, Orlando Pace, Corey Stringers. The reason why we never won a championship, and I'm just being really blunt, is because we had a lot of individuals, and I was the same. I was one of those guys that just, I want to get to the NFL, I want to catch passes. I was a selfish player, and we had a lot of great players, but we just wasn't a team. And I hate to say that, but then now you get in 1999, and I know you hate going back, but the reason why we won is because we became not just a team of individuals, we became a family. Everybody says that, and everybody has that cliche. But the one thing that we did is we made it intentional to where we're going to be a family. We're going to know our role. We're going to make sure it's right in the locker room. And that's why we overcame a lot of adversity and went to the Super Bowl. Yes, we didn't win it, but the one thing we did win is we became a family. And that's why we were so successful in 1999.
Amen to that, Chris. Appreciate you. Have a great weekend, a safe weekend, and we'll talk next week.
Hey, love you guys. Appreciate you, man.
You
Bye-bye.
too. Chris Sanders, Forever Titans wide receiver, joining us here on the program. Coming up next, you have a college football topic.
Yeah, it's about being number one in the college football polls, and it's something that blew my mind, man.
We will do that coming up next. Chasing Big Joe, Shooter McGavin, Chris McDonald, the fine actor, joining us at the bottom of the hour. 102.5, 106.3 The Game. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5, 106.3 The Game. Tune in for the Indianapolis 500 this Sunday. Coverage begins at 10 o'clock here on 102.5 The Game, brought to you by Twin Peaks, home of the 29-degree beer. Our show presented by the Omni Nashville Hotel, and you can weigh in on anything we are talking about at 615-737-1025, driven by WilsonCountyHoney.com.
So I get a little stat come out here. Each Power 4 football team's record when ranked in the AP number 1. And it's fascinating because there are 26 schools that have never been ranked number 1 in the AP in the history of the AP. Obviously, the big ones, Alabama, Ohio State, these are wins. Alabama's 107 wins, Ohio State 75, Oklahoma 74, USC 68, Notre Dame 63, on and on and on. What do you think Tennessee's record is when they've been ranked number 1? All time throughout history.
Have they ever been ranked number 1?
Yeah, they're ranked number 1
when they won the BCS.
But they were ranked number 1 that year. But yeah, they were ranked number 1. Were they ranked number 1 2 years ago in the?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, you're right.
When Georgia beat them down there.
Yeah. Their record?
It's probably 2 on the guesses, but they're 16-1.
Yeah. I mean, they haven't been ranked number 1 a lot.
Alabama's 107-16 throughout the time. Now, Auburn's 4-2. Mississippi State's been ranked number 1. They're 3-1. This goes back a long time. Ole Miss 5-1.
Vanderbilt's never been ranked number 1. Kentucky's never been ranked number 1.
Correct. I'll real quick. Arizona State, Baylor, Cincinnati, Duke, Georgia Tech, Houston, Illinois, Indiana, Iowa State, Kansas State, Kentucky, Louisville. I can't remember who this thing is. This
I thought
State?
Louisville was ranked number 1.
Not in the AP.
At one time.
Nope. Ohio, Oklahoma State, Rutgers, South Carolina, Stanford, Texas Tech, Vanderbilt, Virginia Tech has been ranked number 1. I just thought, anyway, North Carolina is 1-0 all time. Arkansas is 1-0 all time, which doesn't mean they should have a loss behind them because if you rank number 1, maybe that's at the end of the year. Arkansas won the national championship with Jimmy Johnson and Jerry Jones in 64. I just found it kind of interesting. There are a lot of teams who've never been ranked number 1.
That's an interesting stat because I don't think you really think about that.
No, not at all.
So good stuff there. All right.
Great stuff.
Are you ready for your top 25?
Yeah.
All right. The Athletic, once again, top 25 best players since the year 2000.
I haven't seen the list. I'm going to write down number 1, and we're going to see if I get it right at the end.
Okay.
Right, go.
Number 25, Quentin Nelson, guard out of Notre Dame. Okay.
No.
Some of these are like,
all right.
Number 24, Tyrann Mathieu, the Honey Badger, defensive back out of LSU.
Good player.
Number 23, Brock Bowers, tight end from Georgia.
Should be in the not in the top 25. But go ahead.
I'm going to disagree with that. I think he should. Number 22, Sean Taylor, the fine safety out of Miami. The late, great Sean Taylor. Number 21, Jaden Daniels, quarterback from LSU and Arizona State.
Most Heisman Trophy winners should be on this list, so yes.
Number 20, Aaron Donald, defensive tackle from Pitt.
Fisher drafted him.
Yep. Number 19, Julius Peppers, defensive end from North Carolina.
Underrated. Fantastic.
So
player.
underrated. Oh, nice. I like it. Number 18, Roy Williams, safety, Oklahoma.
He's good.
Number 17, could have made an argument for him to be higher. Christian McCaffrey, running back from Stanford.
I think he's good where he is.
Okay. Number 16, Chase Young, defensive end from Ohio State.
Yes, and don't make this with his how he's doing in
Oh,
pros.
no. This is
he
just
was good in college.
Number 15, at quarterback from Oregon, Marcus Mariota.
Terrible NFL quarterback.
Yep.
Amazing college quarterback.
100%. Number 14, at quarterback from Oklahoma and Texas Tech, Baker Mayfield.
I like it a lot.
Number 13, wide receiver from Alabama, Devontae Smith.
He's great.
Number 12, wearing number 12, quarterback from Stanford, Andrew Luck. Pretty good.
Yeah.
Number 11, wearing number 11, wide receiver from Pitt, Larry Fitzgerald.
He was great.
He was so good.
college.
Now the top 10, defensive end out of Arizona State, Terrell Suggs.
Nah. But go ahead.
163 tackles, 65 and a half of those for loss, 44 sacks, 14 forced fumbles, 2 interceptions, 9 PBUs.
I said what I said.
Okay, I'm just giving you the number 9 from Colorado and Jackson State. Travis Hunter at cornerback and wide receiver.
He's good.
He's got to be in the. I think he's got to be in the top 10.
Yep.
Number 8 from Florida, quarterback Tim Tebow.
I would have him way higher, but yeah.
Well, let's see who else.
Okay.
All right.
I got my list over here.
Number 7 at quarterback out of Texas, Vince Young.
I got to see who else is up there. I had Vince at 2, but all right.
Number 6 from Miami, the safety, played against and with Derek Mason, Ed Reed.
He's a top 10er. Yep.
Number 5 at quarterback from Louisville, Lamar Jackson.
I would have him. I'd have him top 10, but not 5.
Number 4 at quarterback from LSU, Joe Burrow and Ohio State.
Yep. I love it.
Number 3, defensive tackle from Nebraska, Ndamukong Suh.
Beast. Absolute
beast.
Warrior.
Maybe underrated, you don't think about, but I agree with that.
All right, we'll see if I get this right or not.
Number 2 at running back from USC, Reggie Bush.
I got it right.
And at number 1, quarterback from Auburn, Cam Newton.
In talking to coaches who face Cam Newton, they're all in agreement. He might be, I know it's kind of big, broad brush, the greatest athlete that's ever played one season of college football.
All right, so real quick, the top 10 again. Let's see if we agree with the top 10. Terrell Suggs.
No.
I probably would have pushed him out. I might have put Larry Fitzgerald in the top 10. Travis Hunter.
Yep.
Tim Tebow.
Yep.
Vince Young.
Yep.
Ed Reed.
Yep.
Lamar Jackson. I might have swapped. I might have put Tebow there. Tebow might be top 5 in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Burrow.
Burrow will get argued because he had Jefferson,
one
Chase,
year. Yeah.
all those guys around him. Cam only had 1 year.
Yeah, true. Ndamukong Suh.
Warrior.
Yeah.
I mean, dirty player, but who gives a damn?
And
Warrior.
then Reggie Bush, Cam Newton, no argument there.
Yep.
So there you go. There's our top 25 players.
I agree with 98% of that.
I love it. Coming up next, he is one of the best villains of all time that you love to hate. Shooter McGavin, Chris McDonald is going to join us. He's got a new movie coming out, including Happy Gilmore 2. He will join us on the program next here on 102.5, 106.3 The Game. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5, 106.3, The Game here on this Friday. Excited about our next guest. We're giving him just a second to get settled, and then we will bring in Christopher McDonald, the actor, and of course, Happy Gilmore, Shooter McGavin, but he's done a lot of other things as well.
Yeah, he's in a new movie called The Last Rodeo. Remember last week we had Michael T. Williamson on, and so he's part of The Last Rodeo, which is getting a lot of great reviews too as well.
Yeah, so looking forward to that. Just waiting for the all good, and we got him. And we say hello now to actor Christopher McDonald, who is on the line with us. Chris, how you doing?
Hey, I'm great. How you guys doing?
We're doing fantastic. Thanks so much for doing this. Obviously, The Last Rodeo, we've been talking about. You're in that, but we'll get to Happy Gilmore here in a few minutes. But we've talked a little bit about The Last Rodeo. What was it that drew you to this project?
Well, friendship. Neil McDonough is an old pal of mine, and we've been dying to work together over the years. We play similar kind of roles, but he said, Chris, you got to come and do this. You got to come and play this guy who's the commissioner of all these rodeo, the whole, PBR that happens. And I looked at it and I said, great, I'm in. Let's do this. And then I heard it was, John Abnett. And I went, what? John Abnett, what a brilliant director. It's going to be great. His wife, Reve, and him wrote this thing. It's really good. And I was blown away by the bull riding stuff. It just got me. But it's all about family, and it's all about like what you do when you have a crisis in your family. And he does it with his grandson, and what he'll go to the nth degree to make things right. So great story.
Yeah, Christopher, it's getting great reviews, which I know that makes you really happy. But why all of a sudden has this turn? And it's a great thing that we're loving these faith-based family movies now. It's because we're all getting old.
There's part of that. That's because of the world's crazy, and faith gives you some solidarity, man. It gives you some, I'm a lucky guy. I've been raised a Catholic boy, and I just really have that kind of gratitude, and it just gives me that kind of good feeling. And that's what this film does as well. It gives you that kind of like, yes, you get up against the wall, you can always turn it up to God. So that's what I did. I love that part of the story too. So great. I hadn't done one like that in a very long time.
Also coming out very soon, the sequel to Happy Gilmore 2. You, of course, reprise your role as Shooter McGavin. When you took this role, did you ever think you would become like this bad guy that people love to hate? I mean, it's like there's Twitter accounts, all these things. It just really, really took off. Did you ever think it would be what it became?
Well, I don't know of any film other than, like a Tom Cruise vehicle that knows it's going to knock it out of the park. But it didn't really like hit like the stratosphere like it and become so beloved until television. They played it on like a loop. And then people go, this movie's so funny. And then now it becomes like the grandpa watches it with the grandkids. And it's like, it's amazing. And it's one of Adam's early movies. And it just took off. And I've been trying to make the sequel happen for a long time. So every time I see Adam's like, what about a sequel? What about a sequel? So many other things to do. But and we finally got it together, and it's pretty awesome, I got to say.
Is it going to be like Terminator 2, where Arnold comes back and he's a good guy? Is this one of these where you team up with Happy and you help him win a championship, or do we need just to wait and see?
It's a wait and see situation because I signed an NDA not to talk about what the plot was. So it's tricky, but believe me, the people that are in it, you're going to be blown away.
Yeah, people are so waiting for this movie. I think Travis Kelce's in this movie and everything else. When you go back to the first movie and it took off, we had Michael T. Williamson on last week, who you were in The Last Rodeo with. We asked him about his role, Christopher, in Forrest Gump as Bubba Blue. Any idea? He said, no, I was liking being with my friends. And Chase just asked you about this role taking off. But when you walk around now, people see you, notice you. That's got to be a wonderful feeling knowing because of this one role, you become so iconic to so many people.
It's really funny. I can't walk down the street like people are going, shoot up. Or through an airport. Like, dude, I saw you were sitting up in first class. I was too shy. But can we get a picture? And of course I do that because, it's the fans are the greatest. They love a movie, and it's a great honor for an actor. Because not everybody gets that shot. And this movie, thankfully, because of Sandler and all his great posse that works with him has made this movie, and then they made the sequel that's going to be finally, after almost 30 years, finally going to hit the theaters and hit Netflix. So I'm thrilled.
I got a few questions that are coming in. They want to know: do you actually know how to golf?
Oh, I can play. Sure.
Nice.
I was not good when I started, but then I got really good on that movie because I was working every day with a really good golfer, and my short game got sick, so it was all good. But I didn't know why they called him Happy Gilmore. I mean, I know why they called him Happy Gilmore because it's from a kid that you went to high school with. I didn't know why they're going to call Shooter. But I thought maybe I would just, pull out the guns and do that stuff. So that part was fun too. What a great character to play. And I loved reliving it. I'll tell you that much. So much fun.
So I told our general manager that we were having you on, and he said for his 40th birthday, his friends got him a cameo from you as Shooter McGavin, for his birthday. I mean, that's what's crazy to me is people, are basically having you continue to play this character.
It's really funny, and I've embraced it because you know what? It's fun to do. People love the character so much; they love to hate me, like you said, and because Shooter's just that guy you want to hate, but it was funny and had a funny turn to it. Like little things like when I was signing Grandma's a picture in the scene, and then she sees Gilmore and she runs over to him and throws the picture away. Oh my God! He signed her boob. It's so funny. Things like that, just like what a douche. Yeah, you know what I mean.
Chris McDonald is with us. He plays Shooter McGavin. Happy Gilmore. The last rodeo coming out soon with you and Neil and everything. That role you took in there, did you have to ride a bull?
Thankfully, no, because I don't know how these guys do it, but that is like anything could happen. You can get one bad twist by this maniacal bull, and you're on the ground. And you get stepped on, or there goes a knee, or there goes an arm. Oh my God! No, thank you.
So I know, like good golfers. I mean, good guys that ride these bulls. I'm sure when you see this, you get a whole new respect for that culture because these guys are wonderful, but they're crazy.
They're crazy, and I have nothing but respect for them. They're all like these little guys, right? They're played by $1.19, $1.25 maybe, and they're just hanging on with their every strength of their body, and they're tied in with their left or right hand, whatever they chose. It's like, what if you can't get your hand out? And this bull's like whipping you around 8 seconds, 9 seconds, 10 seconds. Like, oh my God. No way would I do that. Nothing but respect for them.
We were going to bring you on here and only talk about Grease too. So are you glad we didn't do that?
That was my breakthrough, man. I love that Grease too. I guess the girls they still love that movie because it's from the girls' point of view. Michelle Pfeiffer, of course, killed it, and she wants a cool writer, and I was like, it's very cool to be in that movie. And Pat Birchwood did a great job directing it, and it was the one that really changed everything for me. Game changer.
Well, Christopher, thanks so much for doing this today. We're looking forward to not only the last rodeo, but of course, Happy Gilmore too, and much continued success to you. But thanks so much for doing this.
Thanks, Chase. Thanks, Big Joe. A lot of fun, guys. Take care.
Absolutely. Christopher McDonald, the fine actor, joining us here on the program. Shooter McGavin, just so awesome.
Just became our favorite guest because he remembered our names.
He did. That
was
really
nice.
Cool.
Yeah, that's cool. I mean, think about that. He's right. That movie was on all the time in the mid-90s. I didn't see it in the theater. I saw it when it came on cable.
Oh, it's still on.
Right.
Like I'll be flipping through and it's like Happy Gilmore's on. And of course, you sit there and you watch it. And usually what happens is Billy Madison's first and then Happy Gilmore.
Right.
They show them back to back.
So good, man. So good.
But July 25th is when that drops. And then, and again, the last rodeo that we've been talking about and gotten some cool people on because of that movie. So really, really neat. Coming up next, we'll tell you what day is it and also celebrity birthdays here on this Friday. And our Nashville's best deal of the week is Beach Bend Park and Splash Lagoon with a buy one, get one free admission. Dr. Crane ate all his vegetables this week, so we said we would take him. Beach Bend Park and Splash Lagoon, where parking, tubes, and sunscreen are always free. Get this great deal now at thegamenashville.com/deals while supplies last. Chasing Big Joe, 1025, 1063, the game here on this Friday. Some patriotic music today. Appreciate Christopher McDonald for joining us. Better known as Shooter McGavin. It was really cool.
Just a simple role that turned into being iconic, man. It's crazy how that role took off. Good for him. You hope to get a role like that. And there's, people are like, I don't be typecast. Oh, I bet when he looks at his mansion, he loves being typecast.
Oh yeah. I mean, you hit on a role like that. I mean, of course.
He just turned 70.
That's amazing. I've looking at his IMDb. I forgot he was on an episode of Star Trek: The Next Generation too, which is one of my favorite shows.
What did he play?
He was Lieutenant Castillo of the Enterprise C.
Oh, really? There's only one Lieutenant Castillo. Edward James Olmos in Miami Vice. That's Lieutenant Castillo.
Okay, sorry.
Yes, you need to change his name.
Yeah, well, he was on it. Richard Castillo of the Enterprise C. So,
what was wrong with Enterprise B?
Well, Enterprise B wasn't in the show. Enterprise D was in the show. Enterprise C came back from the past and changed the future. And it's a good episode.
Okay,
it's called Yesterday's Enterprise. So it was a good time.
Yesterday.
Yep, basically. With that, let's get to what day is it and celebrity birthdays. And of course, it is brought to you by the fine folks at Jarrett Companies, Inc. All of your commercial... Let's try that again. All of your commercial construction needs under one roof. JarrettCompaniesInc.com, above and beyond industry standards.
All right, gentlemen. First, we have Don't Friday. You okay, Jason? You good?
No, I'm good.
All right. Joe, you good?
If he needs mouth to mouth, I'm leaving.
Okay. First we have is Don't Friday. So basically, if you're out sun tanning, all the above, make sure you put it on your sunscreen, all that.
Yeah, next one for you, young man.
Oh, don't worry. I get kissed by the sun. I don't get slapped. We're good. I tell it to all my friends.
How much did it cost you? Excuse me.
Continuing here, family show, International
Dickerson
Day.
Pike.
Oh Lord, International Day to end obstruct of fistula. It's something with childbirth. I'm just gonna go on with that. Lucky Penny. Excuse me. Lucky Penny Day is today.
How's your book, Joe?
Wow. National Cooler Day. National Death Busters Day. So I guess that's like Mythbusters, but I don't know. National Road Trip Day.
Love it.
National Taffy Day. There you go. Let's see. National Title Track Day. It's pretty cool. National Wig Out Day. You'd put a wig on. Let's see. World Turtle Day. And
put a turtle on?
No.
Okay.
Turtle.
Oh boy. World Crohn's and Colitis Day.
Okay.
You're going to end on that?
Well, I mean, fine. I'll end on World Turtle Day again.
Okay.
Save the turtles.
I'm just waiting for the one I texted you this morning.
Oh, my goodness. It's going to happen. All right. Time for celebrity birthdays. Got to get these within two. Our first birthday, the beautiful, talented actress, Joan Collins. How old is Joan Collins today? She was in the TV show Dynasty.
72.
79.
92.
Wow.
We see him on the TV right now. Drew Carey.
62.
65.
67. Dr. Crane on the board. If you watch The Walking Dead, her name is Melissa McBride. She's the one that told the girl, look at the flowers. Look at the flowers. Melissa McBride, how old is she?
42.
35.
60. Jewel, the singer Jewel.
57.
60.
51. Going down here. Don't know who this is. Don't know who that is. All right. Author Mitch Albom, who wrote The 5 People You Meet on the Way to Heaven or whatever it is. Great. One of the great sports writers of all time.
73.
68.
67. Dr. Crane's up 2-0. Country singer Shelley West. That's Dottie's daughter. Shelley West.
47.
52.
67. Actor model Karen Duffy was on MTV in the 90s. She was part of the group that's trying to get Lloyd Christmas and Harry Doyle in Dumb and Dumber.
Harry Dunn.
I thought it was Harry Doyle.
Harry Dunn.
Harry Doyle is from Major League.
Harry Dunn. All right. Sorry. Thank you, Dr. Crane.
It's all right.
Karen Duffy.
60.
63.
64. Dr. Crane
Jeez.
popping the outside, up 3-0. The drummer for Maroon 5, Matt Flynn.
Not the quarterback.
Not the quarterback.
48.
57.
55. Dr. Crane, 4-0. Ricky Merritt's favorite singer, Maxwell. How old is Maxwell today?
38.
45.
52. We only got 3 sports birthdays, but one is local. Our first birthday is John Newcomb, one of the best tennis players of all time. He's still alive. That's a big hint for you, pal.
I know. 88.
85.
80. Aaron Donald. We just talked about him. Hey, I drafted that guy out of Pittsburgh.
34.
36.
34 exactly. So it's 4-2. Our Rams that come out again to the wire. Chase, you could tie. Dr. Crane, you could win, but Chase has to get it dead on. How old is former Nashville Sounds player? He actually married a Soundette, Buck Showalter.
I knew that's who it was going to be. 68.
71.
Oh, he's 69. Chase loses 4-3, but man, you were down 4-0 and you rallied, buddy.
I rallied.
You had a
tried.
shot that ended on the warning track.
Warning track power. That's me. That's what I have. Everybody be happy, be safe this weekend with Memorial Day. I mean, I know a lot of you are going to be out on the water. Wear a life jacket. Don't be stupid. Make sure you have a DD, but have fun. But also remember what this weekend and Monday symbolizes, thanking those that serve and also remembering those that gave the ultimate sacrifice so we can do all the fun things that we do on a daily basis.
Amen. Amen. That's on record that it's somewhere between 20 to 25 veterans commit suicide every day. Check in on those that are veterans. Let them know that we love them. On our show right now, we are so into mental health, helping our guys out. So just check on them, and God bless you for that. If you are struggling and need to talk to somebody again on your cell phone, we say it all the time. You can call 988 or text. We just ask that you talk to somebody, because I'm telling you, once you start talking to somebody, it opens up and you see how truly beautiful you are. We all have struggles. We all have dark clouds, but there are people around us to help us out. So know that your journey is a beautiful journey. And if something happened to you, you would be tremendously missed. That's why we tell you all the time, you are tremendously loved, not by just us on this show, but more importantly, more than anything else in this world, God loves you.
Amen to that. Peace, love, rock and roll. Join Big Joe and yours truly tomorrow starting at 4:30. Nashville Cats broadcast on 93.3 Totally Hits. We're looking forward to that as they take on the Oregon Lightning. Be safe. Have fun. DVD is coming up next, and we will talk to you Tuesday at 9 a.m. here on 102.5, 106.3 The Game.